Hello. It's time for some coffee, which I'm pretty excited about. It's like the best part of the day. Anything can happen. It could be a good day, it could be a great day. I could come up with the next great idea. Who knows? In three, two, good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is Wednesday, September 30th, 2020. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. Okay. There's an elephant in the room. I watched an hour of the presidential debate last night. And then I went to bed. And that is all I am going to say about politics today. I ask that those of you watching the show, live or, well, later, I guess you can. No. This is a politics-free zone. Please do not comment live or later on politics. You can yell whatever you want. You can write it down. Let's just keep it at a whistlekick. Right? Yesterday was a pretty good day. Recorded 3 podcast episodes. Recorded 2 Thursday episodes with new part-time co-host Andrew Adams. I gotta sneeze. All right. And had an interview with one of the most interesting people that we have ever had on the show. All right, let's put it this way. We had somebody on the show so interesting that the accomplishments we didn't get to that this person has achieved would be the main focus point for many of our guests. Not all martial arts related, but it was a pretty compelling person. And I want to shout out Leslie for getting her on. Great conversation. I was pumped. And then I went and more dental surgery, and we're doing great. Went a little bit better than I'd expected, which means it cost a little bit less than expected. And by a little bit less, I mean like $5. Not awful. I'll take it. I mean, it's money. This is all expensive crap. And then I went to Panera, and I got more work done because email. Then I came home, and I had apple pie for dinner. No, that's not true. Well, sort of. I had a tuna sandwich at Panera. And then I went to the gym, and then I had apple pie. We'll call it dessert. And then I watched some television, and I went to bed. And I slept really well. And it's raining. It's raining a lot. Very hard rain, which is awesome because we need it. And yeah. And now it's Wednesday. Today's a lot more flexible. I got 2 things going on. Don't I? I know somebody wrote to me and they're really struggling with getting going with their training again. So I'm gonna have a phone call with him. because I do try to help as much as I can. We're not going to record. Ooh, coffee's really good today. We're not going to record this one. It's just me and this young man. I want everybody to train. And when somebody reaches out to me and they say, you know, I'd really like your advice, I give it. Sometimes what I want to say is too long for an email. So we have a call. Sometimes we record those calls and play them. Sometimes we don't. Today is a don't. And then other than that, projects and email and doing the books. That's about it. Busy day. There's a cat right here. I don't really have anything else to say. I guess we'll jump right into it. Let's see what you all sent in for me to talk about today, because that is the heart of the show. And the monologue, the opening monologue, doesn't have to be anything more extraordinary than just me checking in and telling you guys what's going on with me. Don't forget a few things. Tuesday is the debut of Season 2 of Whistlekick Live on Facebook, 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern. Oh, man. Why am I going to sneeze again? Yikes. Maybe it's from the sake I was drinking last night. Had a few shots of sake. Because it's tasty. I am so sick of people leaving these lame comments. People who are, you know, they're just spamming comments. It's really frustrating. Well, today, not spam, the opposite of spam, are what Frank left us. We've got 3 more quotes from the book Zen and the Martial Arts by Joe Hyams. My favorite martial arts book of all time. Control your emotion or it will control you. That's a Chinese adage. Control your emotion or it will control you. True. It can feel really good to release yourself into your emotions, to let anger or sorrow or joy control what you do. But at best, you're going to be neutral. Frank says, the doctor told me to go to my happy place, so I came here. Thank you, Frank. If you release yourself into anger, you might do some things you regret, things that you cannot take back, things that you said that can't be unsaid. And it can happen with any emotion. Letting joy take over can feel really good too, but it can cloud your judgment, especially in interactions with other people. I've had plenty of instances where in a happy state, a joyful state, I assumed the best out of others when I shouldn't have. And it's come back to bite me. Emotions are a pretty important aspect of being alive, being human. But it's not all there is. It's a supporting role to the way we interact with others. You can interact, you can have the same action from a place of anger or joy or no emotion. It changes a little bit, but it's still what you do, how you do it that matters most. The why is important, but it's not most important. Great co-host. My nose is running a little bit. All right, what's the next one? Because we're going to go on a walk. The angry man will defeat himself in battle as well as in life. So anger. We're going for a walk. Anger. Anger is probably the least... I'm not turning any lights on. It's probably the least valuable emotion. How often... When was the last time you heard someone say, "Oh, I'm really glad I got angry"? I don't know that happens. Oh, what is this? What am I sitting on? Nothing. There we go. Anger. See, I could get angry at my nose for running. That would be silly. Okay. I find it fascinating, making sure I don't break my rule, how many people find anger over a subject to be a virtuous position. It isn't. Being passionate is great. Being engaged is important. Observing, awareness, all great. What does anger get you? I mean, really, what does anger get you? Anger is nothing more than a loss of control. And it's a signal to others around you that you have lost control. You don't have to look very hard to find video here on YouTube of people being angry about ridiculous things. Does that emotion presented in that way make you want to befriend that person or support that person? Of course not. There are a lot of things that I care about. There are people that I care about, causes. Where does anger fit in? It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. If we think about anger day to day, we get angry when someone or something doesn't show up the way that we think they should and the way that we expected them to. And in a way that we deem to be severe and harmful. So it's still based on expectation. It's nobody else's job to care for your emotions. It's yours. They are your emotions. You have control over how you show up. I think I've shared it on the show before, but the line that always comes to mind for me is from the movie Training Day. You control your smiles and cries. That's all you have. How you respond to situations is truly the only thing that you have control over. It's a tremendous aspect of self-defense. So if you open the floodgates and respond with anger to something, you've lost. It's that real. There are lots of other things you can do with that time, that energy, rather than release to anger. Just because it's simple doesn't mean it's easy. Gabe says, the way I see it, the only time anger is beneficial is when it's directed at what is threatening the peace or innocent. So what? I think I know where you're going with that. But let's take it back to the quote. The angry man will defeat himself in battle as well as in life. Is someone who is angry more, I mean, it's a martial arts show, so let's bring it back there for a moment. Is the person who is angry in an altercation more or less likely to make good choices and bring their A game to the situation than that same person if they were calm? I think very few people would choose the angry person. They may be more intimidating, more physically animated. You know, it's a natural defense mechanism. You see animals in the wild, and when they are defending their territory, they'll rise up, they'll be big, they'll make noise, they'll do some of those things. But if we look at it intellectually, that angry person, they're not as good as they are when they're not angry. So while the reason for the anger may be justified, the concern over the situation may be appropriate. The response of anger does not provide an advantage. Keep that in mind. Last one. I can defeat you physically with or without a reason, but I can only defeat your mind with a reason. Jim Lau. This is one of those deep ones, and this is one of the reasons I really love the book. I could sit and I could think about that and discuss it with someone for quite a while. I can only defeat your mind with a reason. Am I going to be able to unpack this one right now? I don't know. It's right. It's like a memory. It's like a memory that you're trying to unpack. It's like somebody's last name. It's right. It's just out of reach. Let me see if I can talk through it. Maybe I can get there. First half's easy, right? I can defeat you physically with or without a reason. I can walk up to somebody on the street that I've never met and just punch them in the face. I don't have to have cause for that. That person, they're hurt, or they fall down, or they cry. I've won. Oh, it feels slimy to even suggest and imagine that. I haven't defeated them mentally. I've defeated them physically. It may traumatize that person, but it's a trauma based on the physical act that I took. But that same person, if I'm going to argue with them, if I'm going to defeat them mentally, if I'm going to get them to change their mind, if I'm going to get them to think and feel something, I can't just walk up to them on the street and start yelling words. I can't just verbally assault them. I mean, it can, but it doesn't have nearly the same impact. There has to be a cause. There has to be a reason. They have to choose to engage with my words if they're going to have any impact. I need a reason. Still don't feel like I'm fully there. But I think it takes it far enough that you can think about it some yourself. And I'm honoring my commitment. Perhaps you can take this quote and connect some dots to some other things that might be important to you. I cannot hear all those crunches in my shoulders. But I can only defeat your mind with a reason. Do you let others defeat your mind? You have to let them in first. That's a choice. You let the words of others in. You let the emotions of others in. You don't have to. Just as you defend with your hands and your feet the physical actions of someone else, you could defend the mental and emotional actions of others with space and intent and confidence and trust in yourself. You don't have to give them that power over you. So don't. Be selective about who you let in. This is something I'm working on a lot and have been for a long time. I got an email yesterday morning, even before the show, and I should know better, but it's a friend that I work with professionally as well. And this person was asking for me for a document that I don't even know what the document means. I didn't even know the name of the document. Like, what is this thing you're asking for? And it's related to financial stuff. It was okay. And that feeling of inadequacy in front of someone that I respect and value created a tremendous amount of anxiety. Now, that was my choice. I allowed that situation to impact me. Didn't have to. And I worked through it. Don't let others have more power over you than they deserve. I think that's the best way to sum it up. I think that's a great way to end it. So, I hope you have a good day. I hope you will help Frank out. Leave some questions, comments, whatever, in the notes, in the comment section below. After the show closes, I will read them tomorrow. And I hope you have a great day. I hope you'll support us in some way. Whistlekick.com. You can use First Cup 15 to save 15%. Those of you, if anybody out there has been thinking about the training programs, grab it. Grab it now. Grab one of them now. Versions are bumping up soon, and prices will bump up soon. We've got some things we're getting ready. You always get the new version for free. Indefinitely. Nobody else does that. But prices go up. You can also support the Patreon, patreon.com/whistlekick. I got some Patreon content I'm doing today. So, all right. I'll see you tomorrow, bright and early, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube. Take care, everybody. Peace.